Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to another account review for My Hero Ultra Impact. I am excited to be doing this, and we are going to be starting with Emo Z's characters and memories. I'm going to do about 2 people each time I do account reviews because it does just take me so long to get through the characters and the memories. So that might mean sometimes I don't get to your profile or your submission before new characters come out, right? So that might mean you have to resubmit your videos and stuff like that. In this case, Emo Z did resubmit his characters and his videos, which I appreciate. Thank you for doing that. So just keep that in mind, and I apologize if I don't get to yours right away. It is a lot of people to go through, and it is going to take me some time to get through, and I do just pick a random. I don't pick anyone for any particular reason. So if you would like to have your account reviewed on video, please go down there to the description of the video, check out my Discord, and you guys are able to submit videos of your account, and I go over your characters and your memories and tell you what I think of them. So with all that said, let's get into this. So Emo Z, you have a 115 Ida to start off with. I love that. I wish my Ida was 115. Mine is actually only level 100, so congrats on that. Najure level 110. I assume that's probably just because you got extra copies of her. She's obviously not the best healer in the game anymore. I would start working on your fantasy or Araka here. She should be getting higher than your Najure eventually. Maybe you just didn't pull extra copies of her or whatnot. I don't know if your account is free to play or pay to play. I'll try to guess by the end of this which it is, but we'll see. And then you have a level 100 yellow Deku. This is not okay. I don't care what universe you're from, because you had to have, as far as I know, as far as I remember, you could not get free pieces for this guy. So that means you went and bought pieces at some point to get this guy to level 100 and used stars on pieces for this yellow Deku where you could have used them on other characters. And I understand you may have gotten DX pieces for this Deku. Like I have DX pieces for this Deku. I have DX pieces for a lot of really terrible characters that I just don't invest in because there's other characters worth investing in first, right? If you had every other character done, then it would be okay to invest in this Deku. But like, he's just not, he's better than some of the others, I'll give you that, but he's just not good. He's not worth it. So I don't know why you have him level 100, but I'm gonna hope that's one of your like starter account mistakes, you know, because I have a starter account mistake with my memory, that I have a UR memory that has the Eri and Deku on it, and the art looked cool, so I leveled it up to 100, and I regret it because it's just not useful. And I'm hoping that's what this is. But yeah, and if this is your favorite character and you're like, oh, you're underrating him too much, well guys, he is super like not great. He's just not, whatever you guys may argue, he's not great. He's okay, but he's not great. I'll give you the okay. All right, and then Fantasy Bakugo, your Uraraka, Todoroki, you have your Kirishima, all of these level 100. Very good job on that. Level 100 Kaminari, also very good job. I'm proud of you for having all your fantasies level 100. Shows you've been playing the game for a while, you know what you're doing. And then looking over here at the Kirishima, you probably got red Kirishima first, would be my guess, maybe in your initial summon of the game where you were able to reroll. And this used to be a really good Kirishima, not as much anymore. I still think personally blue Kirishima holds a place in my heart. I feel like blue Kirishima was always better than red Kirishima. So the fact that you have level 100 red Kirishima makes me hope you have a level 100 blue Kirishima as we scroll down here, but we'll see. And then you have the blue Yayurozu. I don't know why you have Yayurozu level 100 if you had Najure, because there's just no reason to put stars into her. All your characters better be level 100 if you have a level 100 Shigaraki and a level 100 Yayurozu, because that means you put at least a little bit of investment in there. I understand you may have pulled some DX copies and stuff, but you had to go and buy pieces to be able to get them to level 100. Probably, unless you got it, you could have got them from dispatches, I guess, or from events over time and maybe gotten them to 100, but that would still be a little bit difficult to do. So I hope you have your other characters leveled up. Otherwise, I feel like this Yayurozu and this Shigaraki and this Deku don't really deserve to be level 100, but hey, it's your account, and you're going to level up the characters you want to level up. We'll see what other characters you have, though. Maybe those are your best characters, and then you're completely justified in having them level 100. So let's see what else you got below here. All right, we'll let the video play through, let it scroll down a little bit, and we're going to stop right there. Okay, so we have the Gentle Criminal level 100. He should be like level 120 by now-ish, unless you just struggled to beat him initially and you didn't like, or you didn't grind out every day and do repeat the climax battle. This is a mistake a lot of players make. They're like, it's too grindy, I don't want to go and do the climax battle every day. Gentle Criminal is literally the easiest climax battle you can do, guys. It's easier than Best Genius, it's easier than All for One. You should be grinding it every single day, double S difficulty or S difficulty, getting your medals, getting DX pieces, getting pieces for him, and leveling him up. He should be at least like level 110 right now. If you had done it every day, he'd be like level 120-ish, close, getting closer to level 130. So you need to work on your climax battles a bit more. I can tell you that right now just by looking at your account. And then you have the New Year's Deku. This New Year's Deku, I want him to be good so bad, but I think he's in a good place right now, having him level 90. I think he deserves to be middle of the pack, about where you have him. You know, he doesn't deserve necessarily to be level 100, level 130, but he also doesn't deserve to be like left at level 80. So he's in a good place. Black Whip Deku, probably doesn't deserve to be here. He's kind of garbage. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say much more on that. The Fantasy Deku should be leveled up. He's a very good sub-unit in PvP still. Hard for people to kill and just good to have in that particular spot. Out of all the fantasy characters, though, he is probably like one of the worst fantasy characters, which makes me sad because Deku just seems to always fall flat in this game, but it is what it is. And talking about Deku falling flat, this red Deku, you have him fully advanced leveled. Fully advanced leveled. Why? Why do you... why do people like red Deku so much? He's not that good. I don't understand, but at least you haven't gone and taken the extra step to get him to level 100. You might be trying to. I don't know, but I feel like you have a weird passion for Deku, seeing how many of them you have leveled up. Like my Black Whip Deku's level 85. I just don't care about him. He's not good enough to justify it. And so maybe I feel like you're not working towards necessarily having meta characters at the top of your list. You're working towards having characters you like, which is perfectly okay. Like, for example, you have Fantasy Jiro down here at level 90, while you have a yellow Deku level 100. That makes no freaking sense at all. This is literally the best healer in the game outside of Ocean Sun or Araka. Speaking of Ocean Sun or Araka, over here I am actually a little bit why do you have these two down here? What is wrong with you? Okay, you have yellow Ocean Sun Uraraka and green Jiro at level 90, but you have yellow Deku. I gotta go back. You have yellow Deku at level 100? You got problems. You got problems, my friend. Okay. Anyways, moving on from that, I'm gonna hope you got free pieces somewhere along the line for that Deku, and that's why he's level 100. I pray, I hope. That's what has happened. But guys, fantasy characters, Ocean Sun or Araka should always be level 100. Get them as high, or the highest characters on your list at least, if you can't get them level 100, right? They are very, 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 very valuable. More valuable than any general pool unit. More valuable than all of these Dekus that are above them. So yeah, Dekus just aren't really worth it. All right, let's play through. I'm too triggered. I want to next part. All right, yeah, okay, this part also triggers me a little bit, but not as much. Like, it's not, okay, I'm not triggered, but I'm a little bit annoyed because you need to work on your All Might here. This is a free-to-play All Might. I say this to most every player that I see their accounts, because for whatever reason, people just hate to grind. They hate to actually go through and try to get the medals they need to level up characters, and they're free. They're free in the game. This could be a level 120 character right now. This could be almost a level 130 character. Some people might already have them 130. If you grinded out your VE Tower medals, you just got to do VE Tower every day and put it on freaking auto. Let it run through the Blood Stage S difficulty on auto, and you are getting your VE Tower medals. I know it's a little bit of a pain, but you should be grinding out your medals and getting this All Might up. He is free to play. Like, I know he's not the greatest unit, but he could be your strongest unit, especially since you don't have a single level 130 yet. So keep that in mind. Congrats on the Zero. I know a lot of people didn't pull him just because of when he came out and stuff like that. So that's awesome that you have him. He is fairly decent. All Might could honestly be one of those characters you work on leveling up soon. He's still good in PvP. But speaking of characters that are good in PvP, you have the new Dobby, which is actually hype. I would highly recommend leveling this character up to level 100. Get him full max ability board. Like, he is so freaking good in PvP. Especially if you have Fantasy Kirishima, which you do to guard you, you will for sure at least get 1+ Ultra off, which will hit the whole team, whole enemy team, and pretty much kill them, if not bring them down to like a quarter of their health or less. So this Dobby is just ridiculously good, and given the right memories and the right characters, there is a way to make him work phenomenally in PvP. So All Might, Dobby, you should work on for PvP. Very good. And you have the purple Dobby at level 90, which is solid for PvE. You have Red Hawks level 90. Like, I'm okay with these characters being level 90. You got a good place for them. This Deku is where he should be, level 85. He should really be level 80. One of my least favorite Dekus. He's kind of garbage. And I'm glad that you haven't been working on him at least. That makes me feel a little bit better overall. Ida, on the other hand, being level 85 kind of hurts me a little bit. He is very decent. Midnight, same thing, decent. Present Mike, both Present Mikes are actually pretty decent. To be fair, I think my green Present Mike is level 85 as well, so I need to level him up. But I did just pull him recently, so I'm still working on him. But I feel like the characters you should level up in these two rows, I feel like you should be working on Ida, you should be working on Midnight, you should be working on Present Mike, at least get them to 90, right? Be working on Green Todoroki, and be working on Green Present Mike. Those are all pretty good characters. Blue Bakugo could also be worked on, actually. He is somewhat decent as well on his own. And then now we get into the end of your URs and the end of your beginning of your SRs. So for your URs, level 80, level 80, these are okay. They're not super great. This Aizawa has a little bit more, he has more usefulness than the Dekus, at least. Come on. So he should not be probably down here. This is where like green Deku should be, but is what it is. Toga, yeah, that's fine. She's not great. For your SR characters, let's see. All right, event character, event-ish character, event character, event character, event character, and this is a summonable, okay. Was he an event or summonable? I can't remember, but I know for sure these two were event characters. And so that means you've been slacking. You've been slacking on your events and getting your event characters to level 120. So this is what I tell a lot of people every time I see an account. These events are only around for a limited time. Triple XP weekends come every other freaking weekend, okay? Don't worry about the triple XP weekends. You'll get your characters leveled up eventually. Take the stamina, put it into the event, get your characters to level 120, and then you have a super strong SR character. And sometimes those SR characters are better choices than UR characters for certain forms of content in the game. And the thing about event characters is the event is not going to be around later, right? So you're not going to be able to get free pieces, free DX pieces for your characters. You're going to have to go buy them from the star shop, which is a waste of stars. So get the free pieces while you can get the free pieces for your characters, and skip a couple of triple, double XP weekends, or not double XP. I'm saying XP, but you guys know what I mean. Double drop, triple drop weekends for the main quest. Skip those and work on your SR characters if you have the ability to. But yeah, so don't slack on your free to play SR characters because they actually have a lot more usefulness than you might think, especially when you're working on leveling them up. And then looking down here, she's level 90. Okay, so I'll tell you if I see anything weird. Case files, you're probably still in the process of finishing this. Get this character to level 120. That's another free-to-play character you should be working on. This Sue needs to be leveled up, not level 75. She needs to be like level 80, level 90. And then as we continue downwards, let's see, what else? Jiro should be leveled up. You have her ability board done, as you can see, because it's white. That means you can already level her up and you've just forgotten or don't have the mats. Don't you dare touch this Kendo. I don't care if she can be leveled up. If you touch her, I'm going to be insulted. Leave her at level 70 for her entire existence. Okay, and then continue downwards. Purple All Might could be leveled up a little bit. This Endeavor should definitely be leveled up. He's actually very, very good for VE Tower. And you actually have a lot of these not touched, which is fine. It's not a big deal. None of these characters are super, super useful. That Green Aizawa was useful. He was okay. What else do you got down here? Yeah, none of these are super great, so I think you're okay with leaving these characters where they are for the most part. This Endeavor could be leveled up. He's actually decent, so that would be a character to consider. This Red Dobby, very decent. Consider leveling him up as well. And then below that, we just have rare characters, so I'm not too concerned about the rare characters. So level 1, as you would expect, and that's fine. You don't have to level up rare characters like I do. What I do with rare characters is honestly a dumb decision, a waste of materials, but I like seeing what a rare team can do. So leaving your rares level 1, perfectly okay. If you ever need extra hero gems, if you don't know this, go and level up a couple of ability boards on your rare and SR characters that you've never worked on. You'll get hero gems fairly quickly if you ever need them for summons. Let's take a look at Emo Z's characters. Let's take a look at Emo Z's memories. Sorry, that took me a long time to get through his characters, and I'm just, babbling. So these are his memories. He has a fully DX'd copy of this free-to-play memory, which is probably better than what I have, honestly. I have like 6 copies of this memory, I think, but I don't DX them because I like having the extra copies around for just having a crit memory when I end up needing it for VE Tower and stuff like that. So if you have extra copies of this memory down below, that's okay. Otherwise, I don't think you really needed to DX this. It's not really worth it. I think you probably should have kept at least 1 or 2 extra copies of this memory around. So we'll see if you ended up doing that. You do have a decent amount of DX memories here. I don't know if the memories you have DX'd are really worth it. Like, I don't think these 2 are worth it. I don't think this one is super. Actually, this one's okay. This one's probably realistically not worth it. So I don't know if I agree with your choices of what you're DXing, but you might just be DXing them because you got lucky enough to pull them. Hopefully you're not wasting your limit breaker memory tickets on these memories up top, and hopefully you're using them on more beneficial memories. And so like this one right here, I'm going to assume I would never recommend DXing it to anyone. I have a DX copy because I pulled a bunch of it. So I'm going to assume you just pulled a bunch of this copy, a bunch of this memory. And let's continue through here and see what else you got. Oh, you got some IGN deals, apparently. Let's see. This memory's decent for a villain memory. There's not a whole lot of good villain memories, but the art, I just love the art on that memory. This memory you should be working on DXing right here. This memory is worth DXing because it gives you 2 cooldown instead of 1 when you get it DX'd. So those are 2 memories you should be working on at least. You should be working on this memory right here. DX this memory if you can. It becomes a technical hit, crit plus ultra memory, like really, really good for VE Tower. You only have 1 DX into it. This would be a good place to start, like a really solid memory. This one, Fear the Mentor, is really good in PvP. And it'd be a solid memory for your Kirishima to give him defense. So if you worked on DXing that, that wouldn't be a terrible choice. And then looking down here, this should be leveled up more. This is a free-to-play memory. How do you have the other free-to-play memory all the way DX, but you don't have a single DX in this one? This is increases your speed by 25%, decreases the opponent's speed. Really good memory for PvP, so you should be getting that fully DX'd. It's a free-to-play memory. There's no reason you shouldn't have a DX'd. You have 3 Musketeers, so you have been playing for a while. I take it you are not a new player. Probably more of a Dolphin. I don't think you're a free-to-play player. I don't think you're a super pay-to-play player. I don't think you're a whale. I think you're somewhere in the middle where you pay just enough to kind of get what you want, which is fine. And that's kind of where you should be because you don't want to hurt your wallet too much and you want to be able to play the game and be somewhat competitive in the scene. You do have all of your SR memories DX'd, which I'm loving. Now, I'm going to say this problem, and I see it a lot on different accounts. Please, for the love of God, go and lock your SR memories so you don't accidentally delete them, because that'd be tragic to have a fully DX'd SR memory and just go and delete it, you know? So go lock your SR memories, please. It's possible. I promise. Lock your SR memories. And then you do have some extras down here, which is fine. Pinky, a really good memory for defense. You might want to consider leveling that up. This memory, really good memory for the upcoming Deku. You might want to consider leveling this up because it's the only memory that gives additional attack. This memory, the Patrol, is a really good memory for speed and evasion on characters in PvP. Like, you have some decent SR memories here that I feel like you're kind of neglecting, so you should probably work on those if you get the chance. And then you have a bunch of these down here. Just delete these out and then please go through and lock all the memories so you have your SR memories locked. But overall, I would say your account is decent. You're a Dolphin player, and hopefully I helped to give you some helpful advice, decent advice maybe. And yeah, let's take a look at the next person. The next person we're going to be looking at is Evolo 999's characters and their memories, and this will be the last person we go over for the video because you see how freaking long it takes me to go through one person's characters and memories. So once again, if you guys want your characters, your memories looked at, please go down there to the description in the video, join my Discord, and post your account in the Google Drive folder I have pinned in the submissions channel. All right, so starting off with Evolo's account, you have a Greenhawks level 110. I assume this is because you use Greenhawks DX back in the day. You've been playing for a little bit is what it looks like, hopefully. And so since then, you've just got some extra copies of them, have them level 110. Same with Blue Kirishima and Yellow Aizawa. Like these three right here probably used to be like somewhat close to your best PvP team up until they started introducing all these fantasy and limited characters, right? So that makes sense that you have them at the level you have them. And then seeing as how you have fantasy characters at level 90, level I was going to say 95, but you don't even have one at level 95. At level 90, that means you are probably more on the free-to-play realm, would be my guess, unless you're just investing in general pool units like Uraraka over a fantasy character, which I highly doubt you're doing. So that means you are probably more on the free-to-play spectrum. And so having these characters at level 90, at least they are in your top characters. That's good. And you probably want to start working on getting them to level 100 like you would with all other fantasy characters. You don't have a ton of fantasy characters, it looks like. So I think if we go back here a little bit, let me look at your... Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of healers to choose from either. So that's going to make it a bit rough for PvP. You have a lot of good PvE potential, honestly, but PvP-wise, you're going to struggle. So I can see why you have Uraraka where you have her, to be fair. Okay, so I'll give you that because you don't have a whole lot of healers. Unless there's a Fantasy Juro sitting somewhere down here, which I'll be upset about, but I don't think that's going to be the case. No, of course not. So that's, yeah. I think you're actually good in the characters that you've leveled up. I think you've done a good job choosing who you level up. I am happy with the Dekus being down here. Thank you for that. They don't deserve to be much higher. These Todoroki is not great, but you have green Todoroki up at the top, so you clearly knew which Todoroki was better, which is good. So I feel like you have a good feel for the game and which characters are good, which characters deserve investment, which characters are bad, which is great. I feel like you probably don't spend a lot of money on the game, which is even better for your wallet. So honestly, if I had your account and I was free to play, I'd be very happy with my account personally. Looking at your SR characters, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told the last person, and that is free to play characters. Get them to level 120. Get them to level 120 because they're free to play. Guys, don't skip a double drop rate or a triple drop rate weekend and get your free to play characters to level 120 for free. Don't go wasting your stars on a free to play character. Okay, guys, it's simple, very simple. Okay, this Yayorozu's good. I'm glad you have her up at the top. Mineta's good. Like, you got a good. This looks sort of similar to what my layout looks like for my characters and the order I have my characters kind of laid out in, meaning you have been paying attention to what's been good over time and what is not good. Kendo, not good, right? You left her at level 70. Proud of you. Mirio, just level him up. You have him level 70. And you have his ability board awakened, might as well level him up at this point. These characters you can leave down here for the most part. Kendo, don't ever touch her. This Endeavor, please level him up. He's really, really good. This Aizawa, out of these three, the green one's the best. He could take a little bit of investment. He's not as good as he used to be, but he's decent. This Endeavor right here is worth investing in. The red Dobby is worth investing in. Out of these three, he's the best. So yeah. Overall, there are some SR characters you could be working on. I'm happy with your UR characters and where they are, and this was a bit quicker. And honestly, the fact that it was quicker is a good thing because that means I was happy kind of with the way your account was laid out, and I'm a little bit proud of you. So good job. Now for Evolo 999's memories. Okay, you have this one almost fully DX'd. Thank you. You realize that when you get this DX, this is literally one of the best, if not like the best, PvE memories in the game when it comes to V-Tower, being that it is crit, it is plus ultra, and it is a technical hit. It's a really, really, really good memory. And then you have these other memories. That's your free-to-play memory. I'm wondering where the last DX copy is for this one. You should probably be getting that DX soon, or you're going to try to. And then friendly reinforcements you should be working on probably soon. This one, it's a free-to-play memory. Once again, you should be getting it fully DX. There's no reason you shouldn't have a DX by this point. There's been plenty of time in the game to get it DX. Keeping two separate copies, of this memory is a good choice as well, because it is a crit power memory. You don't need to DX that memory. It's better just to keep two copies. So you have a very... It makes me happy when I see someone who has like a clear understanding of what's going on in the game. That's a good memory. You could probably invest in that one a little bit. This one you could probably DX. It's not a super useful memory. You might as well just throw the other copy into it. And this one, free-to-play memory, you could start working on DXing it too, or getting an extra copy of it. It actually doesn't hurt to have 2 copies of this memory. Would be a good memory to work on as well. As we go down here, you should be working on Adventure Awaits. You probably just recently pulled Adventure Awaits or something like that, but Adventure Awaits is one of those memories you definitely want to have DX because it makes it a whole lot better when it is DX. So this is a memory you should be working on soon. You have the Splash memory, which I'm super jealous of. Eventually, I'll hopefully get it whenever the Ocean Sun banner comes back. But yeah, that's a super good memory. Action skill cooldown time for your whole team. Really, really good. Make sure you're using MV Tower when you have the chance to get a high score. That'll be super helpful to you. It doesn't look like you have a whole lot of SR memories DX'd, which means you're definitely a free-to-play player, meaning you aren't pulling a ton on banners, which is fine. And it looks like you might be missing some event SR DXs, so that means you might have missed some events here and there, or missed completing the events at least, or you just, okay, maybe you just have a bunch of memories that you need to actually put into DXing. So go lock some memories, go DX some memories. Your SR memories actually give me anxiety. They're just all over the place. So it was good up until the SR memories. There's just so much here to analyze and look at. You need to go and consolidate them, DX them, and clean up your SR memories, please, for the love of everything that's good and holy. Like these, there's a lot of good SR memories here that you've just kind of, like this one right here, that you just left sitting here that deserve to be leveled up and cleaned up. The rare memories, oh my gosh, this is atrocious. Clean up the rare memories too. Just clean up your SR and rare memories, and other than that, your account looks solid. Anyways, guys, that was the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.